So today I will talk about the not this slide. Sorry. I will talk about the search for happiness. Why we have to search for happiness? Because of we have life. Oh, sorry. And we should live with happy. No one wants to live with sad feeling or worry feeling. We should live with happy feeling. So we should search for the happiness. I have a story about giant and human to find the happiness. So once upon a time, the giants and humans have been rivals for a long time. The giant try to find a trick or treating method to destroy the peace of all humans. One day suddenly, a giant chowed into the crowd of giants gathered together. All right, I got it. In the future, humans must don't be happy and ran until he stopped at a tall and majestic giant that sitting on a platform high above all giants. It is a giant leader. The giant leader asks a giant who yelled at him and asks, "Look, what you got?" The giant then hold up a golden box, just the right size for the giant to look at, and said, "I have stolen the happiness of the humans. The humans will no longer be happy." The giant leader said, "Well, I will destroy this human happy box." But no matter how hard the giant boss used, he couldn't break this happiness box because it is a magic box. Since it is indestructible, the human must find a way to take it back. And the humans will return to the former happiness. So the giants planned together to take this spot from human happiness and hiding it. and hide it far away so that no man could find happiness. One giant said, take it and hide it in the place like the sea, waterfall, and see how the human like to find happiness. Another giant suggests that take it and hide by the thing like hide in a beautiful house or luxurious car, luxurious bag, or in the jewelry that human like to use, like to find better. Another giant suggests, I think take it and buy something that is talkable, human will find and hide them where power, luck, is sound are more fortunate. The giant leader heard his subordinate seemingly look thought, but it didn't work. So he said, wherever you hit it, as you say, the human will find. They are good to find. They are good to find. Why we bring this back to them? The angry giant said, oh boss, it is hard for me to steal. It is so easy for you to take it back. The giant leader immediately departed. You idiot. I mean to put it back and hide in their hearts. And then now that we have hidden them in the place such as the sea, waterfall, and anything such as hidden in the beautiful house, luxurious car, luxurious bags, or any jewelry, or hiding at the power, luck, and let them find happiness in those paths, in those places, without realizing that the true happiness is in their own hearts. For this story, the people always find the happiness for the thing that they think it has. Some people like happiness is at the sea. They go to the sea and travel around everywhere that they think is have happiness. Or some people buy a lot of things for happiness. Like some people buy the new car, buy the ring, or buy the necklace that they think if they have all these things, they will have happiness. So we search for the happiness.
In order to
Have
understand
this
how to be
video
happy,
to
we need to look at how we think. There are three different
introduction.
ways we react to everything around us. The first is
Did you
by
hear that?
wanting. We're brought up in a culture where we're told that we need to obtain something or reach a certain goal in order to be happy. Oh, we need to get that new phone. We need to get a bigger TV. We need to get that promotion. We need to take a picture of this meal and put it onto Instagram. But if you think back to any major purchase you made, or achievement you reached, or picture you posted, sure, you felt happier for a while, but soon after, you were back on the hunt. Every single time, you end up finding yourself back at your original level of happiness, only this time with less money in your wallet and more wrinkles on your face. So it's safe to say, happiness doesn't lie in the wanting category. The second way we react is by rejecting. From the moment we wake up, our mind automatically starts to look for things to reject around us. Ugh, I feel so tired, but I have to go to work. Ugh, it's so cold, I don't want to leave my bed. We reject others. Ugh, he's so awkward. Ugh, why can't this cashier do his job properly? We reject ourselves. Ugh, I'm so out of shape. Ugh, why am I such a loser? Again, it's safe to say there isn't much happiness here either. The third way we react is by zoning out. When we're confronted with a task that's quote-unquote boring, like commuting to work or waiting at the doctor's office, we tend to zone out. Everything becomes sort of hazy. It's almost as if you put on a black and white filter over your eyes, your brain goes onto sleep mode, and your mind is either lost in the past, over past regrets, or lost in the future, filled with anxiety about things that might go wrong. Doesn't sound like a fun place to be. These three ways of reacting make up over 99% of the way the average person goes about his day-to-day life. No wonder they're unhappy. So how do I become happy? Well, there's actually a fourth way of reacting, something that we only experience once in a blue moon. It's here where happiness really lies. It's the way you reacted when you visited the Grand Canyon for the first time. It's the feeling astronauts describe when they see the Earth from outer space. It's the way you were when you were younger, able to spend hours just looking at bugs and pictures. It's called mindfulness. Think of it as the opposite of zoning out. You're zoning in, being hyper aware of everything in front of you. The way something feels, the way it moves, its smell, its taste, all of its features, and nothing else. This means there's no room for wanting, no room for rejecting, and you're certainly not zoned out. All of your focus is just on the exact thing or event happening right in front of you. There is no judgment. There's simply room for you to take it all in. And when you react to things and events with mindfulness, happiness follows and it stays for good. By simply learning how to focus on what's in front of you, you make room for happiness in your life. And the only way to become more mindful in your reactions on a day-to-day basis is by practicing meditation.
Okay. This is, we always search for happiness. The source of happiness may be closer than you think. So I have another story. It is the shirt of happiness. There is a story that one king, he was worried about the security of the throne. And it has become deep ingrained until stateful, unable to sleep, and suffering severely to the point of being sick. One day, he was advised that if he wants to solve this suffering, just finding the search of the happiness, the happiest person must be where he want. So he ordered his servant to go and look for that church, but whether to borrow to the royal family or any elders, the answer is the same. I'm myself, even with this amount of money and dignity, but in the real life, there is no happiness. Finally, they had to go out and search for the half of the people, but they all replied in the same way that this life have never really been happy. They probably wouldn't have gotten the shirt that he wants. One day, as the follower was talking his group to explore outside the city wall, and they suddenly heard someone shouted, so happy. When they heard like that, they thought, bring him back, like bring his shirts back. In an instant, the soldier ran back with empty hand and report that the people who shouting so happy, that it was actually a beggar. And the leader of that group thought that even if it is what a beggar shirt, it would have to be taken, and then they will land to there. But when they are alive, they have stand there confused and do nothing, because that beggar doesn't even have a shirt to wear. But the joy that even shout out was because today they are the people who of who share something well for him to eat. This is he feel really satisfied. For human being life, like at this, the length was mean money is necessary. Therefore, there is no one that doesn't seek as the lifestyle. We always find a lot of things because of we think the money is necessary, the land is necessary, everything is necessary. We fight for a long time, and it become our habit. When we talk about happiness, and we will thought the money can can help we have the real happiness. So sometimes the thing we want is like it's like the word is enough. When we feel enough, everything will be okay because of we satisfied. So I have the video to show you and explain more.
The search for the most reliable source of happiness might be closer than you think. Since time immemorial, people of all ages, races, and faith have one thing in common: the search for happiness. If they believe that happiness is in the sea, they go to the sea. If they believe it is in the mountains, they go to the mountains. If they believe it is in the shopping malls, they go on a shopping spree. If they believe it is about being rich, they devote their lives to making money. Or if they think it lies in being famous, they seek every means and measure to fight their way to fame. What all these people find in common is that all the seas, money, and fame in the world cannot help them when they are heartbroken, depressed, or in pain. That even a mountain of wealth and possessions cannot fill the emptiness in their hearts. In fact, such things produce short-lived pleasure and inevitably stress and exhaustion. Fortunately, all human beings are blessed with the ability to produce self-sustaining happiness, the kind of happiness that only they themselves can produce and is completely independent of personal circumstances and external factors. That kind of happiness lies within them and can be achieved through meditation.
Okay.
The search for the most reliable source of happiness.
I have a story that is like a happiness, a happy wheels. The happiness is found in every corner of life. Happiness is in everywhere around us. As long as we understand it, it is easy to feel even when faced with unsurmountable adversity, but it's still indomitable and full of conviction. Never quits to have the love of life. Always be there for us, our happiness. Once we visited a famous optimist. This famous optimist is full of smiles and looking very polite. We asked optimist that if you don't have a single friend, will you still be happy? He said, of course, I happy because of what I don't have is just friends, not me. And then we asked optimist another question that if you are not careful, rolling down into the mud puddle until your body is all dirty. Are you still happy? He said that. Where I fall is just a mud puddle. It's not the bottom of the beast. Of course, I should be happy. The next question is, if all of a sudden you got hit by unknown persons who walk in and punch your face, will you still be happy? I'm so glad I just got punched, but I didn't lost my life. Another question, if the dentist make a mistake, got your good tooth out, and leaving behind the aging tooth, will you be happy? He said. Luckily, the dentist extracts one of my wrong tooth, but they didn't take my heart away. The next question is, if you are sleeping in a sweet dream and suddenly someone yells in front of you until you wake up, will you still be happy? I happily assume that it wasn't a dog howling, but the voice is a person. And another question is, what if your life is going to end soon? You will still be happy? He said. I finally walked to the very end of my life to be able to attend the Halloween Fest. Shouldn't this be happy again? Meaning, this is there's nothing in this world. It make you worry and hurt. The optimist said, pain is often to happen, and happiness require person to come to you and find it for yourself. If you are smiling to look for it, you will surely finding happiness in life. Everyone wish to live happily. Indeed, it isn't difficult happiness. Just hiding in the dream of every person's mind. You just have to use your heart to feel it. The person tend to forget and they can mainly on the unsatisfied. But they never look at the good side, the beautiful side that we have. We just finding a beautiful side and search from what we have. Keep the thing simple. and get away from the bad thing. Give you happiness. When I uh, uh, talk for this study, is like when you find the happiness, you just look back to yourself and look at the present, not in the past or look for the future. You just look now and make you have mindfulness and concentrate and look now around you. Like sometimes you only sit at the park and you see the wind flow, the tree shake, you feel it's happy. It is simple, it is a nature. You don't have to find anything anymore. Just like it is a good to see, to hear, and stay with a presence. When you meditation, you just focus at the present. Don't think about future. Don't think about past. Think like in the past, if we do like that in the past, we happy at, at the past. It means they have to do it again to have happiness in the future. If you only think like that, I think you will have stressful when you think. So we just look at the present and stay with it. It is for my talk today. Thank you very much, everyone.
สาธุค่ะหลวงพี่ Anyone wanna have any questions?
Hello? Oh yeah, sorry, it wasn't working. So. Okay, well, that was a very informative session on the search for happiness. I hope everyone has learned something from the session, especially about how important mindfulness is. So now, in order to thank our teaching monk, let us put our palms together again and say Namaskar. Namaskar. Okay, and now could everyone open your cameras so we can take a group photo together? And I will count till 10 so our technical team can take a photo. So everyone, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, thank you so much everyone for joining us here today. Don't forget to share good energy together, and we hope to see you next week too. Thank you.
thank you อามาปอจอยไงนมัสการค่ะ thank you ทาชิ good MC
Sorry.
สาธุค่ะหลวงพี่สุดยอดเลยเรื่อง happiness หลวงพี่มิวอยู่ค่ะ
ครับหลวงพี่ไม่ยินเสียงวิดีโอก็ไม่ได้ยินก็เลยแบบไม่รู้ว่าเขาได้ยินอะไรกันหรือเปล่า
โอเคหนูได้ยินทุกอย่างดีค่ะเรคคอร์ดไว้แล้ว
ได้ยินใช่ไหมครับโอเคครับ
ค่ะ
หลวงพี่ก็ไม่ยินเสียงพวกเราด้วย
โอ
โอ
เค
เคครับ
สาธุค่ะ
เงิน